Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Okay, welcome to the Young Innovators Challenge 2025 online training session 4. My name is Noor Azhar and today we are going to talk about something very important. How to plan and manage your project like a real inventor. Now, don't worry if you never done this before. I'll guide you step by step. Okay, this will help you work better with your team and turn your creative ideas into real inventions. Okay, so let's start with the big question. What exactly is a project? Okay, a project is something you do for a limited time. It has a clear beginning and a clear ending. And the goal? Create something new, like a robot, maybe a smart garden, or even an app to help your school. For example, if you want to build a device to help blind people walk safely, then it's a project. But if you water your garden every day, that's a routine, not a project. So remember, a project is temporary and unique. Okay, remember this phrase, unique. Okay, so now how do we make sure your project goes smoothly? Okay, that's where project management comes in. We try to manage our project. Okay, project management means using your knowledge, your skill, and the right tools to complete your project. Okay, for sure, make sure our project, your project, successful. It's like a map and a compass before you go on a journey or a trekking in jungle, perhaps. Without a plan, your project might get stuck or go into wrong direction. Worst case, fail to realize your project. Or okay. But with project management, you and your team can stay focused, organized, and confident. To keep it simple, okay, project management is like the art of guiding your project to success. You have an idea. That's great. But the idea is only in your head. Okay? But now, how do you make it real? Or how do you want to transfer your idea into something or a project or a device, whatsoever, what your innovation plan? Okay? How do you work as a team? Who does what? When should it be ready? Okay, so a lot of questions. That's where planning and managing your project become very important. So let's take a look at this diagram. Okay, so at the center, you may see the word quality. Okay, quality. That's the heart of any project. Whether you are building a simple invention or a big robot, the quality of your final product depends on three main things. The first one is the scope. This means what your team is going to do. What is the plan? What features will your invention will have? It's about the work that needs to be done, or maybe perhaps for easier understanding and objective. What you want to do, something like that. The next one is time. This is how long your project will take. Do you have 2 weeks? 1 month? 1 year perhaps? Okay. And every project must follow a timeline. Okay. If you rush, you may finish early. But the quality could be dropped. So you need to plan wisely and promptly. Lastly, we got the cost. Now, for us in YIC, This could mean your resources, materials, the tools, and time for each team member. Yeah, and a valuable time to discuss with your team member also considered as resources. If you try to save too much, the invention might not work properly. For example, something like you reduce the time you want to discuss with your colleague or your team members. It will make your project not managed or something like hard to deliver on time. Okay, all three, the scope, time, and cost, must work together. If one of them changes, the other are affected. Let give me let me give you an example. Okay, for example, okay, if you add more features at the scope, you may need more time and more cost. Something like this. Device A, you plan to have only one features. However, after your discussion, you add one more features. When you add more features, will make your plan, the time will be longer. Or if you have less time, maybe you need to reduce features to keep the quality good. So the goal in project management is to balance these three things to make sure the quality stays high and your team stays happy. Okay, let me tell you a secret. Okay, most inventors today don't work alone. They work in teams, and that means they need to know how to plan together, share work, and manage time. Okay, that's why project management not just something for adults in offices. It's for young inventors like you. Whether you are building a prototype or writing a proposal, work planning helps you stay on track. Okay, now let's talk about how inventors actually build things. Okay, step by step, one by one. Take a look at this colorful diagram. This is called the waterfall model. And it shows the common step that teams follow when building something. Okay, let's go through it together. The first one, the red color one, we got the requirements. This is where everything begins. Okay, your team must understand the problem you want to solve. What are you trying to invent? What do people need? You must clearly define your goal here. Okay, so the next one, purple color rectangle, we got design. Once you understand the problem, it's time to sketch out how your invention will work. It could be drawing plan, choosing material, or designing the system. The third one, implementation. Okay, this is where you build or create your invention based on the previous two phases. Okay, based on the requirement and design. This is where you build or create your invention. You might be coding program, assembling parts, or testing out circuits. Fourth, verification. After building, you just say, I'm done. My project is ready. No, no, no. You need to check if your invention works. Test it, fix the errors, and make sure it solves the problem properly. Maybe you need a person to evaluate your project. Okay. Lastly, maintenance. Even after it works, you may need to improve it. Okay. Maybe something breaks or could work better. Maintenance means you're taking care of your invention after it's been used. Remember this word? It's being used. Okay. So remember, a great project doesn't happen in one jump. Okay, something like this. I want to create a project, then make a project. No, you need to plan. Okay, you need to plan step by step. You must go step by step, just like going down a staircase. This helps your team stay organized and make sure your invention really works well. Okay. Alright, class. Now we are going to learn how to manage your project from start to finish using this very helpful chart or table perhaps. Think of your project like building a house. You can't just start hammering walls, right? You need a plan. You need steps. Okay, this diagram shows the important step clearly, and I'll explain each other. Okay, actually, this is derived from the previous waterfall chart. Okay, but this one is more details on what you need to do in every stages. Okay, the first one requirement. So the keywords is what is the problem. Okay, this is the first step before doing anything. Your team must understand the problem you want to solve. Okay, how to do it? It's yourself. What challenge are we trying to fix? Okay, who is facing this problem? Or maybe what will our solution? Okay, for example, if you want to help students, okay, if you want to help students organize their homework better, your requirement might be build a simple app to remind students of their schoolworks. Okay. Second one is design. Okay. What does the solution look like? Okay. Next, you need plan the design. This includes sketches of your invention or app, or flowchart showing how it works. Maybe what materials or technology you will use. Okay. Design is like drawing your map before going on a journey. Without it, your team might get lost. Okay, you don't know what you want to do in your team. Okay, third one is implementation. Okay, implementation, or in other words, build the solution. Now, this is where the real work begins. You and your team will start building the invention. It could mean writing a code, putting parts together, combine together, assemble, creating a working model or prototype. This stage needs everyone to work together and follow the design. For sure, you need to help each other. The fourth one is verification. The easiest way to understand is question, does it work? Okay. After building your invention, you need to test it. Okay. Try it out like a user would. Okay. Try to look at a bug or problem in your invention and ask yourself, does it really solve the original problem? Okay, if it doesn't work perfectly, it's okay. That's normal. Okay, go back, fix it, and test again till you satisfied with the result. This step is very important for making your project successful. And lastly, maintenance. Maintenance does mean you keep improve your innovation. Even after your invention is complete, you may find small issues. Or maybe you get a better idea to make it faster, smaller, or easier to use. Okay? Simply speaking, to make sure your innovation more reliable or more steady. Okay? Maintenance is where you fix, clean up, and improve your invention, just like updating an app to make it better. Okay? So remember this, a good project needs more than just a good idea. Okay? You need clear steps, teamwork, and time to improve. Okay? This chart, okay, this table can be your team guide from the first meeting until the final submission. Follow it and you will build something amazing. Okay. Okay, students, this slide shows 4 simple but powerful steps to manage any school project or invention challenge, including ours at YIC. Think of this like a mini instruction guide to make sure your idea becomes a reality. Let's go through it step by step. Okay, step 1. Okay, work backwards. Okay, from the end date. Yeah, right? Okay, this means you should start by looking at your final deadline. Okay, when your project must be submitted. The plan backwards. Okay, you must thinking like this. What must be ready 1 week before deadline? Okay, what do you need to finish the week before that? Before the deadline that I said before. It's like preparing for a school exam. You don't start studying the day before. You plan from the date of the exam and work backward so you are ready on time. Okay. For example, if your project is due on 30th and you need 3 days to test it, then testing must be done by 27th. It is logic, right? 3 days before 30th is 27th. That means you must build up your project by 24th, and you need to keep backward till you finish your project. Okay, so this thinking actually is what we call in scientific world is milestone. Okay, step 2, describe deliverables clearly. Okay, a deliverable means something you must complete or hand in, like a working model or a drawing, maybe a video or a written proposal. Don't just say, do search or build something. Okay, that one is too general. You need to come up with something and be specific. Let's say, okay, how to be specific. Find 3 facts about solar panels and how they are used in school. Okay, maybe. Second one is something like this. Example for to be specific, build the prototype using cardboard and wires by Monday. Okay, you got the target, you got the deadline. Build the prototype using cardboard and wires by Monday. The deadline is Monday. Okay, this make your teams work clear, so there's a no friction. Okay, the third one, break big tasks into smaller ones. Okay, some tasks can feel too big or too hard, like create the whole project video. Okay, so it looks scary, right? You need to create a whole project video. So break it into small parts. Okay. Um. Let give. Let me give you an example. Okay. For the create the whole project, we break it into smaller parts. Something like write the script, record voice, collect photos, edit the video, add background music. Okay. Something like that. Then when we broke the job into small pieces, it becomes easier to manage and feel less stressful. Also, different people can have with different parts. That means maybe record video, person one, collect photos, the third person, perhaps edit your video, the fourth person, add background music, maybe you yourself, something like that. So it is easy to manage. Okay. Lastly, the step 4, assign deliverables to specific team members. Okay, again. Now you have planned all the tasks, it's time to share them out fairly. That means after you break all the task, you need to discuss with your team. Who will do this? Who will do that? Okay. Each person in your group should know what they need to do. Okay. When they need to finish it, the milestone that we discussed before, and who to report to. Okay. I give you an example. Like this. Aisha handles the artwork. Okay. Daniel does the background research, while Priya records the video. Ame edits the final slides. Okay. This way, everyone has a role and contributes equally, and no one feels left out or overlooked. So, in summary, plan backwards, describe clearly, break it down, and share the task. This is a great teamwork and a successful project. Now, let's look at one of the most powerful tools for your project. It's called a Gantt chart. I know the name sounds a bit technical, but don't worry, it's really just a fancy way to help your team plan when each task should happen. Okay, let me show you how it works. Okay, this chart shows a timeline from week 1 to week 14. Okay, that's about 3 to 4 months. On the left, you see the list of tasks your team needs to complete. Okay, there are research, there are proposal, ideation and sketching, modeling, lecturing, interaction. Okay, so now look at the colored bars over here. Each bar shows when to start tasks. Okay, something like research, we start on the week 1. Proposal, we start on week 2. Ideation and sketches, we start on week 3. Okay. It shows also how long it takes. Let's say research over here from week 1 to week 3. That means 3 weeks. We will focus on the research. Okay. And when it should be finished. Okay, in Gantt chart. So we got the week 3 over here. For research and proposal must be finished on week 3. Okay, because the ideation and sketching will be based on the research and proposal. You must complete your research early so you have time to do the design and build the solution. Now see the model here. It starts around week 4. Model over here start around week 4 and continue until week 14. That's a long task. So maybe your team needs more time or more people. You need to align with your group needs. Okay. So why is a Gantt chart is useful? Okay. It helps your team see the big picture. Okay. You may see what task should be start, should be end, and how long. You know what to do each week. Okay, so based on this one, let's say we took at the week 4. So week 4, you must do the ideation, modeling, and texturing. Okay, you clearly show what things or what tasks you need to do on a certain weeks. Okay, you can see if your team is falling behind. Okay, by creating a checklist. Okay, so if you are a leader, you need to check. Okay, so first person doing research, second person doing proposal, and third person using the ideation and sketching. On the week 3, you as a leader need to ask them, how about your research? Is this done? Is this finished? You're facing a problem. So from this one, you may know whether your group is okay or not. Everyone can plan their time better and avoid rush at the last minute. So you may know who are left behind. Okay, something like this. Research and proposal should be finished before modeling and texturing. If you delay the research and proposal, that means the modeling and texturing also will be late. So this is how we read the Gantt. This step is not just for big companies, it's perfect for school project and invention competition like YIC. You can draw it on paper, make it in Google Sheets, okay? Or maybe Excel if you didn't have Google Sheets, or use simple online tools, okay? And remember, a great team doesn't just have good ideas, they have a good plan too. Gantt chart is like your project calendar. Use it to make your invention a success. Alright, guys. Now let's imagine this. You and your team made a great plan. Okay, you have a beautiful Gantt chart and so on. Okay, you drew timeline, divide tasks, and even use a Gantt chart. But after that, no one checks. No one updates anything. No one knows what's done and what's not. So what happens? The team for sure lost. Okay, get lost. Something like you didn't know what are you doing. So that's why we must always monitor progress. This means checking regularly to see if everything is going as planned before. So if you in the monitoring progress, if you don't look at the plan, then why bother? Okay, that's true. A plan is like a map. It's only useful if you actually follow it. Okay, you don't need a plan if you don't want to follow it. Okay, you should be asking, are we on schedule? Or did someone forget their task? Okay, ask. Hey you, how about your task? Done? Not done? Any problem? Something like that. Did someone forget their task? Always happen. And it's not anything taking longer than expected. Something like the research need longer because didn't have a cooperation with the other parties, something like that. And you need to report it. You need to share with your team member. Okay, sharing means caring. Okay, how can you monitor your progress? You don't need anything fancy. You can just talk during your weekly team meeting. Okay, remember? At least one time per week. Okay, you need to discuss your problem, your project with your team member. Send a short update in your group chat. Okay, something like maybe you can form a group, a WhatsApp group, then add there. Everybody must sharing their updates. Okay, or maybe you share a checklist in Google Docs. Okay. Lastly, maybe you may ask your mentor how they think you are doing, and it's important to talk openly and support each other. Okay. Please don't blame anyone. Okay, we are working in the group. We must help each other. Okay, so in a big project, okay, management take books, they separate deliverables and milestone. Okay, a deliverables is a thing you create. Okay, remember, a thing that you create, something like a report and a model. While milestone is a key checkpoint, something like prototype completed. Okay, but don't worry. For YIC, we don't need to be so technical. Just focus on getting your project done with a quality. Okay. YIC is about helping you become inventors, not business consultants. Okay. So focus on the invention, the teamwork, and the impact from your invention. Okay. So, okay, class, now we're going to learn a fancy sounding tools that actually really simple and helpful. We call it the work breakdown structure or WBS. Sure. Don't let the name scare you. It's just a way to organize your project into smaller and clearer. So what is a WBS? It's a kind of outline or checklist that shows all the works your team must do. Okay. Then when each task must be done, who is responsible for doing it? It's something like an advance or a continuing works from the Gantt chart we done before, and we put in another structure, we call it WBS, to clear it out. Okay, it's like turning your big school project into a set of smaller to-do tasks, and here's the important rule. Okay, each level of the WBS must describe 100% of the work needed. This is called the 100% rule. It means nothing is left out. If it's not listed, you probably won't do it. That means WBS, work breakdown structure, must be detailed as it can be. Okay? The Gantt chart before is still something like general what you want to do. Something like a research. In WBS, you need to identify what research you need to do, what research you need to see, what things you need to solve. Okay? And what should WS do? Just remember three simple things. What? Okay? This is the scope. Okay? What exactly needs to be done? Or maybe, are you researching, building, or designing? Okay? These is deliverables should be listed clearly. When? Okay? It's all about time. Okay? When we each task start and finish. Okay? So refer back to your Gantt chart to help with the time. Okay? Lastly, who? This is the cost or resources. Who will do each task? It could be a team member, a mentor, or even a two unit. So for example, if you need someone to do 3D modeling, you must assign that to the right person. And what happens when you do all these things? You get quality. Okay, remember from the earliest slide, we talk about the quality. Always talk about quality. Okay, which is right in the center of the chart. Because when the right people do the right task at the right time, with clear instruction, okay, your project will be neat, organized, and done well. That's we call it quality. Quality of innovation. So to summarize, okay, a WBS help you stay organized. It help your team avoid missing tasks, and it gives your mentor a clear view of what happened. Okay, remember, a messy project causes stress, but a WBS makes things clear. Okay, so when your mentor asks you what is the progress of your project, you may show your work breakdown structure and your Gantt chart. So it's so simple to explain. What stage are you now? Okay, this is how the project management plan based on the WBS. Okay. Imagine you have a big group project. Maybe you are building something cool for YIC or creating campaign to solve a real problem. So everyone has idea, but how do you actually keep track of what needs to be done? Okay, that's where the action plan comes in. Okay, so what you are looking here is a real example, okay, of project management action plan table. It helps your team stay organized and make sure no one forget their task. Okay, let's break together. Okay, there are number and subject description. This show the task number and what need to be done. Like organize team brainstorming, write project, charter or get mentors feedback. For example, the first big task is write project charter. Okay, this is a big one. Okay, write project charter. Like a basic summary of your whole project. Okay, then under that, you break into a small step. Okay, under the write project charter, we got the organize brainstorming, write the charter, and get mentors feedback. Okay, these three small tasks, contribute to the successful or right project charter, and you got the timeline over here. Okay, when you hope to finish. Okay, actual when you really finish. Okay, plan something like this. You plan 18th of April must finish. However, actual plan, actual task finish maybe delay 3 days or finish early. You need to jot down the dates. Sometimes things go as planned. Sometimes they don't. And that's okay. The important thing is you keep update the timeline and keep improving. Okay. So we got the PIC or person in charge over here. Here you write who is responsible. Something like this. Organized team brainstorming is Ali. Okay. For example, Ali is in charge in organizing the team meeting while Akau and Devi are responsible to writing the draft. Okay. Everyone must have a role. Okay. That's what we call a teamwork. Okay. So support require over here. Sometimes you need help. Maybe you need your mentor to attend or need certain tools or material. This column remind the team what support is needed to complete the task successfully. And lastly, we got the status and remarks over here. Here you write whether the task is completed, pending, or delayed. Or you can add special note like waiting for teacher's approval, something like that. And this column helps the team see progress at a glance. So why is this important? It keeps everyone organized, accountable. Okay, accountable means who did what. Does he did? Something like that. And stay focused. And it helps you communicate with your mentor or teacher easily by showing exactly where your team is in the project. Okay, this table can be made using Google Sheets, Excel, or even by hand in your notebook. Okay, my suggestion using Google Sheet or Excel. What matters is that your team updates something like this. What matters is that your team updates it regularly. You need to update the project management action plan regularly. My suggestion, project management action plan should be updated at least one time per week. Okay, the more, the better. Okay. So, lastly, okay, some tips for your invention process. Before you jump into building or designing something, let's slow down and talk about a right way to start your invention journey. Okay, inventing is just about building. It's about thinking smart, solving a real problem, and planning your step carefully. Here are some useful tips to help you along the way. First, identify the problem you want to solve. Every great invention begins with a real problem. Then ask yourself, what's something that bothers people? Okay? What's difficult in your school or community? Okay, once you find that problem, you are halfway there. Okay, halfway there. Okay. Second one is brainstorm on possible solution. Okay, now it's time to think creatively. No idea is too crazy at this point. You may brainstorm everything possible. Okay, discuss with your friends, draw sketches, explore fun possibilities. Okay, maybe you go to somewhere and discuss over there, or go camping and discuss nearby the river. It's okay as long as you are happy and you are inventors. So be bold. Okay, do background research. Okay, once you got an idea, check it. Okay, if it already exists, yes. Okay, don't be mad. Think something like this. How can yours be better? Okay, if no, okay, not exist, how can yours work? Okay, so if yes, how can yours be better? This one what we call innovation. If no, how can yours work? We call it invention. Okay, look for example on YouTube, blogs, or even the same. 4. Gather all the information you need. Write down everything, how it will work, what material you need, and who you are helping and why. Number 5, use the internet and library, but be smart. Okay, Google is helpful, but everything online is true. Okay, true. Check more than one website. Look for facts, not just opinion. Remember, look for facts. Okay, simple speaking is what we call that journal paper whatsoever. Okay, or maybe a news. Other writings you need to consult your teacher or mentor whether this information is correct or not. Okay. Number 6 is ask advice. Okay, ask for advice. You are not alone. You are working with team. You got mentor, teacher, or even your parents for idea. You may ask anyone. Sometimes they will spot things you miss. Okay, do not work individually. Okay, this is a group project. Okay, number 7, talk to your mentor often. Okay, don't wait until the last week. Keep check in with your mentor. Okay, they will help improve your idea and guide you if you start. Don't be shy. Tell everything, and your mentor will keep the secret and slightly or confirm will help you to solve your problem. Okay? And lastly, don't forget, prepare your proposal for submission. Okay? Once your idea is clear, write it out neatly. This is where you'll be submit for approval. So explain your problem, your idea, and why it matters. Okay? So remember this. Inventing is not just building, it's thinking, check, and discuss. Okay, with each other, and then we build the innovation. And with these tips, you are already one step closer to success. Okay, thank you everyone. I hope now you have a better idea of how to manage your project like a real inventor. All the best for your project in YIC 2035. Keep learning, keep creating, and never ever ever give up. Okay? Good luck.